Okay, for sake of time, we are going to go ahead and get started. I know Mike has a lot to share with y'all. Welcome to the Collette and Traveling Owls webinar. My name is Shannon Burnett. I'm the Assistant Director with Alumni Programs in charge of the Traveling Owls portfolio. I'll be here to answer any Rice or Traveling Owls questions, but I really hope that you take advantage of your time with Mike and hear about Collette and the 2021 programs. We are using the Zoom meeting format, which means you're welcome to share your video. You can also turn that off while Mike is presenting and then turn it back on for the Q&A. We do ask that you keep yourself muted unless you are speaking to cut out any background noise. Mike is going to give an overview of his programs and then leave time at the end for questions, but you're welcome to put any questions in the chat if they pop up while he's presenting, and I'll make sure that we loop back to those when we're done. And then afterwards, you're welcome to take yourself off of mute and ask those questions in more of a dialogue format towards the end. And now I'd like to introduce Mike Sprudy, who's been with Collette for 19 years. Mike, take it away.
Howdy, y'all. Like Shannon said, my name is Mike Sprudy, and I'm going to be going over some tours with you. So I'm going to share my screen. I am also new at this, so please bear with me. The first tour we're going to highlight today, folks, is the Northern Lights of Finland. You're looking at 8 days and 11 mills. We will be on an adventure to the top of the world. We're going to experience a life that feeds imagination and leaves you just in awe of Finland. Finland is commonly known as the daughter of the Baltic. I'm going to start off with a short video.
I'm a bit of a thrill seeker, an adventurer. For me, getting to know a new culture is all about diving in. You need to immerse yourself. You can't hold back. The Finnish people really had this way of easing you into their way of life. When you asked a question, their face lit up and they wanted to tell you something. There was so many opportunities for me to kind of get out and just do things on my own. I found that it was very easy to strike up a conversation with the locals there. I really had an insider's view at what their culture represented. This trip was full of so many adventures, but oftentimes travelers head to Finland for just one reason: to experience the Northern Lights. Out of nowhere, this illustrious fireworks started in the sky. I felt connected with nature at that moment. I had an adventure in Finland that I never fully imagined that I would have. Even the childish nature that it brought out from within me, it exceeded what my level of expectation was. As a traveler, someone who loves adventure, it was the tour for me.
Now, with the Northern Lights of Finland, this is an explorations tour put up by Collette. And with explorations tours, this tour is going to cap out at 24 or less people. It is much, much more active, as you'll see, or you should have seen in the video, and you'll see in my presentation. But all of the tours that we're going to do and highlight today, you're looking at 4-star accommodations. Of course, hotel to hotel baggage handling. Once you get it to us, we're going to get it from the dog sled to the hotel room, from motor coach to hotel room, as we go in and throughout all of these tours. We have cultural experiences set up. This is all professionally guided by a Collette tour manager. We call them tour managers. You will refer to them as your guide. You're going to meet the locals with expert local guides, unparalleled sightseeing. Your entrance fees are taken care of for what's inclusive in the itinerary, so we're not going to nickel and dime you. Comfortable on-tour transportation, and then, of course, we have a very professionally planned itinerary. So as we go on into Finland, we'll have our wonderful overnight flight, everybody's favorite part about traveling. We got to get you there. We'll fly into Helsinki. We'll spend 2 nights on the front end, days 2 and 3. And then we're going to fly up to Ivalo, Finland, and we're going to stay at the Kokslateinen Resort. And then we'll fly back down into Helsinki. All right, so once we get into Helsinki, it'll be day 2. Have an opportunity to say hello to Helsinki, get out, stretch your legs a bit. This city is located in the Gulf of Finland. It's right across from the Baltic states. Day 3 is when we actually begin our tour. We'll join a local expert guide and get to know Finland's vibrant city, capital city of Helsinki. Enriched architecture of classical blends of modern and an overarching, reaching Nordic feel to it. You'll fall in love with the town. You'll find history combined with laid-back vibes across beautiful islands and pristine public parks. Helsinki is considered the heartbeat of Finland, but Senate Square here, you'll be our guest, is the heartbeat of Helsinki. The square is the home of the Helsinki Cathedral, and it's one of the city's most iconic buildings. Designed by famous architect Carl Ludwig Engel, it was built for the Russian Tsar Nicholas I. The Helsinki Cathedral, it's adorned up top a mountaintop and has very panoramic views of the city below. The weather forecast today, highs in the 30s. All right, this is obviously a tour you're going to have to prepare for Mother Nature, especially when we go up a little north. Which on day 4, we're going to do that. So we will take our flight, we'll gather as a group, and we'll take our flight on up to the northern part of Finland, and we're going to stay in the Kokslateinen Resort. This is your cabin life right here. In addition to included activities like dog sledding, you're going to have an opportunity to run your own dog sled. We'll hunt down the northern lights. We'll have a safari reindeer safari. And then we'll have access to cross-country skiing. You'll have your saunas, ice pools, if anyone's interested, horseback riding, and much more. Your accommodations, we spend the next 2 evenings in your personal Finnish lodge equipped with private fireplace and sauna. And then, of course, if you want to upgrade to an igloo, you can. It's a glass igloo, the Kilo glass igloos. Sometimes a mere whisper of color. Other times it's a symphony of neon hues. The northern lights are truly spellbinding. While in Lapland, we'll keep a close eye of the night sky, and we'll trek the northern toward Inari on a chase for the northern lights. Day 5 at the Arctic Resort, we're going to head out into the wilderness. We'll have an evening reindeer safari. We'll introduce y'all to the Lappish reindeer, possibly meet Santa Claus himself. Search for the northern lights, warm yourself with a steaming cup of berry juice, and get to know the locals. This evening we'll experience the Sami people in the ultimate exploration of Lapland's culture and beauty. Day 6, who's going to be the leader of the pack? I want all of y'all to be the leader of the pack. So arguably one of the best ways to take in the postcard picture vistas of Finland's northern country is by dog sled. They will teach you, you will learn the commands, get acquainted with the dogs, hop on a sled for a truly unbelievable ride. This is a charming, highly energetic breed, and they are in their element, and all they want to do is tow y'all around. You'll fall in love with the animals and the unspoiled wilderness. Enjoy your last night in the resort in a one-of-a-kind glass igloo, and this is obviously a great way to see the northern lights as well. On day 7, we'll continue we'll have a flight back into Helsinki. We're going to have an afternoon of leisure, so you explore the city's historic squares, the trendy-wise boutiques and neighborhoods. Later this evening, we're going to gather into Helsinki, and we have a wonderful farewell dinner. All right, so just a quick recap of some of our adventures as we do the Northern Lights of Finland. We'll have a local expert guide in Helsinki. We'll enjoy time in the market square, take in the sprawling landscapes there. Head to the winter wonderland of Kakslatanen, and we'll stay in the resort. You have your 2 nights in the Finnish log cabin. You can upgrade to the glass igloo. It's a great addition. Allow a reindeer farmer to introduce you to the friendly animals. Embark on exhilarating reindeer safari as well. Sweep in the landscape. Drink the berry juice and continue your search for the Northern Lights. All right, we hope that y'all can join us for the Northern Lights of Finland. We're going to switch gears just a little bit, as in August of 2021, we're going to head on out and discover Scotland. Discover Scotland, this is a typical motor coach tour where we're going to cap out at about 44 people. You're going to enjoy 10 days, 14 meals, and this is going to highlight the military tattoo. You will find that the scenery here in Scotland is incredible. Our tour at a glance, of course, we have our wonderful overnight flight. We'll come on into Glasgow for the night. Head on up to Ballachulish. We'll take in the Isles of Skye, Loch Ness. We've got a little bit of a surprise there for you. You may already know what it is. Continue on up to Thurso. Now, many tour operators don't go up this far. You need to, because we're going to take you into the Orkney Islands. Dropping down into the Eastern Highlands, we'll stay the night and then do Pitlochry, St. Andrews, and then we have 2 days in Edinburgh. All right, day 1, of course, is our wonderful overnight flight. Day 2, we will arrive into Glasgow. It's a port city on the River Clyde in the charming western portion of Scotland. It is famed for its Victorian architecture. Very rich history of the city that dates back 18th, 20th century. And it was a shipbuilding industry. Other industries, ballet, opera, lots going on in Glasgow. Of course, their instrument of choice is the bagpipe. So we're going to start your Scottish adventure with a visit to the National Piping Center. The National Piping Center exists to promote the study of the music and the history of the Highland bagpipes, and it's their musical instrument of choice. The Great Highland Bagpipe is clearly celebrated by the founding of this center and serves as an international instrument in music. After a demonstration and lesson with a renowned piper, we're going to whisk you off to dinner, but you'll also have an opportunity to try it out yourselves. So tonight we'll gather again with our fellow travelers for a lovely welcome dinner. This will be at the center's farm to table restaurant. So this is where we'll have our welcome dinner for you. On day 3, we're going to start our tour off. Now, this will be after breakfast, okay? So we'll have a great breakfast, but then this morning we're going to head on to one of Scotland's best whiskey distilleries. We will see and taste for yourself why the malt whiskey of Scotland, Scottish Highlands, is considered the finest in the world, and it truly is. We will then continue up north, continue to the Highlands through the breathtaking scenery of Glencoe and Rannoch Moor. Glencoe is a very dramatic valley formed centuries ago by volcanoes. The Rannoch Moor is made up of more expansive bogs and low-lying grass lands, so they're a little different. Later, we arrive at our hotel situated on the lovely Loch Linhey, which is located on the inlet of the Atlantic Ocean, offers beautiful views of the mountains and the vibrant landscapes. The rustic and scenic Ballachulish Hotel has been operating since the late 1800s. Day 4. Day 4 is another adventure as we take in the stunning scenery along the road to the Isles. of Skye. Very famous scenic drive that passes the mountaintops, beautiful coastline. We'll travel over the Skye Bridge to the legendary Isles of Skye, also known as the Mystic Isles. It's one of the largest and northernmost islands of Scotland, and teeming with just natural beauty and history. On the island, we enjoy a very dramatic views of Cullen Hills. We also visit the Armandale Castle and Gardens. The castle consists of a mansion home and a mock castle built by its owner in 1815, more for show rather than protection. That's why they built castles back in the day, was for protection. We will explore the Museum of the Isles to learn about the island life and the 1,500-year history of the Isle of Skye. On our way back to the hotel, we stopped for very magnificent vantage points of Glennon, an 18th century battlefield. This is where Bonnie Prince Charlie rallied the clansmen for battle during the 1745 Jacobite Rebellion. Day 5. Again, we enjoy the stunning and unspoiled landscape as you journey further into the Highlands, take in the views of the historic and dramatic region of Scotland. This area is sparsely populated, so you'll see plenty of rugged hills, deep valleys, and much of what makes up the Highlands. You'll see the cow, the long-haired and horned cows along the way, and we see Great Glen, famous for its many lochs, which are lakes. Enjoy a visit to the striking ruins of Ucourt Castle. This castle dates back well over 1,000 years. So if you could just think of yourselves 1,000 years ago, as we proceed into the ruins, into the banquet halls and the gloomy cells, and just see what it was like to kind of admire the medieval days. And then you have uninterrupted views of the loch right behind. We'll then set out on a cruise of Loch Ness. This is one of Britain's most scenic bodies of water. It is over 20 miles long, a mile wide. At its deepest, you're looking at 700 feet. Loch Ness is the largest by volume of all of Scotland's lochs. It is also here that we truly want to keep our eyes open. You never know when Nessie will appear. We'll learn lots about the tradition of Nessie that really goes back to 565 AD, but took off more when there was publishings in the local papers in the 1930s. We truly do travel off the beaten path once we go up to Thurso. This is the most northern spot of Scotland, the mainland, that we're going to go to. And population here, you're looking at about 10,000. Very remote portion of the north coast. We'll spend 2 nights here in the true essence of the Highlands. Day 6, our adventure is going to take us on out to the Orkney Islands. You have numerous islands out here that make up the Orkney Islands. We're going to take a ferry on out, and the ferry ride is about an hour long, hour and 15. We visit Skara Brae, where you'll learn the discovery of the remains of the Neolithic village built at the same time of the Great Pyramids. Story has it that there was a great storm of 1850s that stripped the grass away, and in the latter part of the 1800s, explorers and scientists could come here to uncover it and really dive into the secrets that have been hidden here for 5,000 years. We'll take you on into the prehistoric ring of Brodgar, reported to be older than Stonehenge. The ceremonial monument, roughly 340 feet wide, is believed to have been built around 2000 BC. The inner part of the ring has never been excavated, so it's actually age remnants are unknown. Then we'll continue on to the mainland, but first we'll visit the Viking town of Kirkwall. Kirkwall, one of the oldest cities of the Orkney Islands, dates back to 1046. And then day 7. Day 7, we visit the Culloden battlefield. On this spot in April of 1746, half-hour battle changed the course of Scottish history forever, and we're going to learn a ton more about that when we visit it in person. Stepping right into a fairy tale book, you'll be our guest at the majestic Dunrobin Castle. This is one of the most northerly of Scotland's great houses and the largest of the Northern Highlands. Dunrobin is also one of Britain's oldest continuously inhabited houses, dating back to the 13th century. Take in the breathtaking views as we drive towards your next stay, as we come into the Eastern Highlands, and we'll witness the windswept cliffs of Scotland. This is Great Arms Hotel. You'll arrive for your overnight stay in the sleepy town of the Eastern Highlands. The Great Arms Hotel calls itself the UK's Wildlife Hotel. The castle-like stone hotel in Spray emphasizes bird watching, wildlife, and it is right on the edges of one of their national parks. All right, this is the Hairy Coo. You will fall in love. When you see these beasts, you'll think that you can poke right through its hairy mass, but they're solid beasts. Very, very, very gentle. We begin our day with a visit to a family-run farm set in the heart of the Highlands. We'll witness cattle and sheep farms that are the integral part of the Highland life. You'll introduce yourself to the Hairy Coo, or what they call the Highland cow. At the farm, you learn about the Highland life from a shepherd who runs the farm. You'll see the famous Hairy Coo and also the sheepdogs at work. And all these sheepdogs want to do all day long is herd something around. The last thing they heard are the Collette travelers getting back on the motor coach, because this is one place you don't want to leave. Later, we come on down into the very popular holiday resort town of Pitlochry. You'll discover its old world charm and appeal. You'll have ample time to explore the streets on your own. Right in the heart of Scotland, very friendly people, beautiful scenery, rich history, great cuisine. And then we'll continue and see the Royal and Ancient Clubhouse, founded in 1754. Continue to St. Andrews, the beautiful town in the Kingdom of Fife. The historic town is home to the third oldest university in the English-speaking world. But most importantly to many, this is also the town that gave world the game of golf in 1754. And then our last stop here in Edinburgh, or Edinburgh, as you'll get your Scottish accent on. We complete the day in the bustling city of Edinburgh. We have our final 2 nights here in the incredible city. Edinburgh is the capital of Scotland since the 15th century, and it's home to very rich history, culture, regal castles, etc., etc. It's also the home of many firsts. We'll discover those when we get out there. This evening, we enjoy a lively and international cooking experience. We're going to roll one on. And that's your apron. Roll up our sleeves and have a little culinary education. So one of Scotland's top culinary institutes will create our own dish, Scottish style with Scottish ingredients. We will also enjoy the fruits of our labor as we enjoy a wee dram of Scottish whiskey to wash down what we've created. We don't offer many optional tours, but we will have some. Your tour manager will go over those with you. Day 9, we're wrapping up our tour. So here you're going to have choice on tour. This is kind of the fork in the road. You're going to make up your own mind. So your first choice is a panoramic city tour of both the Old Town and New Town before visiting the Palace of Holyrood. This would be by motor coach. So Old Town is lined with medieval architecture and centuries of history. New Town offers 18th, 19th century history, amazing sightseeing opportunities. And then, of course, we venture into Holyrood House, and that's the Queen's official residence when she's in town. The other is an expert-led walking tour. So if you want to do that, that'll kind of get you into the city of Edinburgh that's really less seen by tourism. We'll uncover the underground world of that's been unchanged since the 18th century. We take in the vaults, had house taverns and workshops, merchant storage space, etc., etc. What's nice about Choice on Tour is you're going to choose which one you want prior to heading out. If you want to change your mind, that's not a problem. Just don't do it 5 minutes before we start the tour itself. All right, we'll wrap both tours, whether you do the walking or the motor coach, up at the Edinburgh Castle. Later tonight, this is why you're looking at this, right? Later this evening, we take your seat at the spectacular world-famous Royal Edinburgh Military Tattoo. This is truly a game changer. You have 50+ military bands that come and perform. You have your private seating right on the castle grounds. The sky opens up to you, and you'll be memorized by all of these different bands. All right, we wrap it up on our last day, and like all good things got to come to an end, we're going to take you home. Just a couple more slides to go over, folks. Hometown pickup for those that are heading out of the Houston area. We'll pick one location. This is for both tours. And we'll meet and then take you to the airport. If you want to do any sort of upgrades, whether it's air, we've included our dining experiences. When you're on your own for meals, our tour manager, your guide, is there to point you in the right direction. We don't offer a whole lot of optional tours, but we'll have some. If you want to do any sort of pre-nights, post-nights, anything like that, just let us know. We can accommodate. Everybody should purchase our travel insurance. It will allow cancellation for any reason right up to the day prior to departure. You'd get everything back except the cost of the insurance. Plus, while on tour, you have medical assistance, evacuation, baggage loss, delay, etc. Collette has a wonderful travel loyalty program. So if you've traveled with us before and you're traveling again, as long as it's within 12 months or before the start of the 13th month, it's $150 off. If it's between 13 to 24 months, it is $100 off. This is all automated. So if you have any sort of travel credits with the Passport Club, we'll make sure you get them. Of course, you'll need your passport. How you sign up. I am going to be sending out a link for Shannon to share with everybody. And you can click on that link. It'll open up the flyer, and you can simply go up to the upper left-hand corner, sign up. It auto-fills out, and you just fill in all of the information. All right, so with the Northern Lights of Finland, you do have an early booking of 100. So your deposit is 500. If you want the insurance, it's 329. And again, your total deposit with insurance would be 829. This would be fully refundable up until 9:30. And I'm going to encourage everybody to just go to the website for all of the current pricing. Now, deposit for Scotland with the military tattoo, your deposit's 500. The insurance is 399. So total to sign up for that is 899. Everything would be refundable up until February 7th. So the way that our insurance works is you sign up. If you have to cancel, you cancel last minute right up to the day prior to departure. You'd only forfeit whatever the cost of the insurance is. So on the Northern Lights of Finland, you're looking at $329. Military tattoo, you're looking at $399. Okay? But with pricing and all that, I'll have that link out to Shannon, and she'll send it out to everybody. You can also look on their website for pricing information. All right, Shannon, I'm going to roll it on back to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mike.
right.
Now we're going to open it up for questions.
I just tried linking on the website, and those 2 trips didn't give me a brochure or anything. Is that in the works?
Yes, Mike is going to send
yes.
those to me, and I'm going to link them on the website.
Yeah, so what we'll do is I'll have a PDF flyer that's set up for both of these tours. And Shannon, you can put that on your website. Even with the PDF flyers that we provide for you, it'll go over all the pricing, the day-to-day itineraries, tell you where your meals are, et cetera, et cetera. The link will also be within that flyer, and all you have to do is click on that link. It'll open up, go to the upper left-hand corner, sign up. And I'll have those out to you today. All right.
Which means they'll be up on the website by the end of the week. Any other questions? All right. Well, as always, if you think about other questions later on, you're welcome to reach out to Collette directly, or always, you can email travelingowls@rice.edu, and I'll make sure I talk to Mike and we can get you guys an answer as soon as possible. Thank you so much, Mike, for explaining your 2 2021 tours and spending time with us. And thanks to everyone on this call. That's it for us. Have a great rest of your day.
Y'all enjoy your day. Take care.